Ever looked up at the night sky and felt a sense of wonder? We see countless stars, galaxies and planets, but as far as we know, there's only one place teeming with life: our own Earth. This raises one of the most profound questions we can ask. How did it all begin? How did non-living matter give rise to the very first living organism? This is the story of abiogenesis, the ultimate origin story. To start, let's rewind the clock, way back. About 4.5 billion years ago, our planet was a chaotic, hostile world. Imagine volcanoes erupting constantly, a sky thick with toxic gases, and a surface bombarded by asteroids. There was no oxygen to breathe, no blue oceans, just a violent primordial landscape. It seems like the last place you'd expect to find life. Yet somewhere in this inferno, the first sparks of life were ignited. How? Scientists believe it all started with a soup. Not the kind you eat, but a primordial soup. This idea, first proposed in the 1920s, suggests that Earth's early oceans were a rich mixture of simple organic molecules. Think of them as the basic Lego bricks of life. These molecules, like amino acids and nucleotides, are the building blocks of proteins and DNA. But where did these bricks come from? There are a few leading theories. One is that they were cooked up right here on Earth. Lightning strikes, volcanic activity, and intense ultraviolet radiation from the young sun could have provided the energy needed to transform the simple gases in the atmosphere, like methane, ammonia, and water vapor, into more complex organic molecules. This was famously tested in the 1950s by the Miller-Urey experiment. They recreated the conditions of early Earth in a lab, zapped it with sparks to simulate lightning, and voila! They found amino acids, the very components of proteins. It was a groundbreaking discovery, showing that the building blocks of life could form naturally from non-living chemicals. Another fascinating possibility is that these building blocks came from outer space. We know that asteroids and comets are packed with organic compounds. For millions of years, they rained down on early Earth, delivering a cosmic starter kit for life. It's like the universe sent us a special delivery package. So we have the bricks. But a pile of bricks isn't a house. The next monumental step was for these simple molecules to join together and form more complex structures, like long chains called polymers. Proteins are polymers of amino acids, and DNA and RNA are polymers of nucleotides. How did this happen? One idea is that it occurred on the surface of clay minerals. Clay has a unique, layered structure that could have acted as a template, helping these simple molecules line up and link together, forming the first complex polymers without being washed away into the vast ocean. Another incredible location could have been deep-sea hydrothermal vents. These are like underwater chimneys, spewing out hot, mineral-rich water from deep within the Earth. These vents create a unique chemical environment, a gradient of temperature and chemicals, that could have provided both the materials and the energy for life's first chemical reactions to take place. It's like a natural deep-sea laboratory, working 24/7 for millions of years. Now we have long, complex molecules, but we're still missing something crucial. Life isn't just a bag of chemicals. It needs to contain itself, to create a boundary between me and the rest of the universe. This is where the first cells come in. The key ingredient here is lipids, or fat molecules. When you mix fat with water, it naturally forms spheres called micelles, or vesicles. These tiny bubbles could have trapped the primordial soup of molecules inside, creating the first protocells. This was a game changer. Suddenly, all the important chemical reactions for life could happen in a concentrated, protected environment, instead of being diluted in the vast ocean. These protocells weren't truly alive yet, but they were the immediate precursors to life. But even with a container, there's a final massive hurdle. How does life pass on its instructions? How does it replicate? Today, life uses DNA to store its genetic blueprint and RNA to carry out the instructions. It's a complex system. But which came first? It's a classic chicken and egg problem. DNA needs proteins to replicate, but the instructions to make those proteins are stored in DNA. This is where the RNA world hypothesis comes in. This theory proposes that the earliest life was based not on DNA, but on RNA. RNA is an amazing molecule. Like DNA, it can store genetic information. But unlike DNA, it can also act like an enzyme, a type of protein, to catalyze chemical reactions. Scientists call these special RNA molecules ribozymes. This means RNA could have been a jack of all trades in early life, storing information and carrying out tasks all by itself. It could have been the original self-replicating molecule. In this RNA world, life consisted of simple RNA strands inside a lipid bubble, replicating, evolving, and competing. Over vast stretches of time, this system would have become more complex, eventually leading to the more stable and efficient DNA protein system we see in all life today. So let's put it all together. The story might have gone something like this. First, simple organic molecules, the building blocks of life, formed in Earth's atmosphere, in deep-sea vents, or arrived from space. Second, these molecules assembled into complex polymers like RNA on clay surfaces or near hydrothermal vents. Third, these polymers were enclosed within lipid membranes, forming the first protocells. Fourth, within these protocells, an RNA world emerged, with self-replicating RNA molecules that could evolve. Finally, this system gave way to the more familiar DNA-based life, leading to the last universal common ancestor, or LUCA, the organism from which all life on Earth, from bacteria to blue whales to you and me, is descended. It's an incredible journey from lifeless chemicals to a living, breathing cell. And we have to be honest, we don't have all the answers. The origin of life remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in science. Each step presents its own set of challenges and unanswered questions, but that's what makes it so exciting. Scientists around the world, from chemists and biologists to astronomers and geologists, are working to piece together this ancient puzzle. They're simulating early Earth conditions in labs, searching for life on other planets like Mars, and studying the simplest forms of life on Earth to find clues about our deepest origins. Every discovery brings us a little closer to understanding not just how life began, but what it truly means to be alive. It's a story that connects us to the very beginning of our planet and to the cosmos itself. So the next time you look at a tree, a bird, or even your own hand, remember the incredible multi-billion-year saga that had to unfold for that life to exist. We are all the result of a cosmic chemical experiment that succeeded beyond its wildest dreams. Thanks for joining me on this journey back to the dawn of life. If you're as fascinated by these big questions as I am, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next exploration into the wonders of the universe. See you next time.